Hello, welcome. This is Module 2. Congratulations for finishing Module 1. In Module 1, we talked about acknowledging and accepting change, the change and the reality that is happening in our lives. We acknowledge that this reality has affected different aspects of our lives. It has affected our finances, it has affected the way we relate to our children, it has affected our accommodation, our business, our career, and different areas of our life. So we talked about how these changes have affected us, and we were able to bring a solution on how we can address it. We also stress that adaptability and adjustment and building resilience, these three skills, it's very important if we are going to transition through this process. You have to build the ability to adapt to the challenges, to the situations, to your home, to your finances, to the changes, the family dynamics. You have to be able to adapt. You have to build emotional resilience. Especially when we are talking to people, you have to build emotional resilience in your relationship with God and how you're dealing with this process. Else, you're just going to live a life where you're just staying crying in pains, in frustration, in bitterness, and guess what? You're moving nowhere. We also talked about you should be able to adjust to some things, because you have to adjust for a period, because change has come. It's a dynamics, it's part of life, it's inevitable. So you have to be able to adjust to these changes and see how to adapt. So welcome to model 2. In model 2, we'll be talking about how do you embrace the emotions. Now, when especially for people that their marriages just feel new, even till later, there's always different emotions that come in. There are emotions where you are thinking of sometimes you crave for what you once had, the stability that you once had, the family you just once knew. Not because it was a perfect family, it's because the mind like comfort, the mind like stability, our minds like a certain environment. So we crave for that. So your mind, you're craving for that, so you can build sometimes you feel that there are times I still go back and I look at my wedding pictures, and I'm filled with different emotions, like a sweet pain, a cry smile kind of pain, a laughter pain kind of thing, emotions. I have mixed emotions, and I want to tell you that you're not the only woman that is going through those mixed emotions. Divorce comes with those mixed emotions, and we all go through those different emotions. You look at your children, especially the one that looks like your father, he sends different messages to you. You don't know how to deal with that. It's normal, it's part of the process. This emotional inconsistency is part of the pain. And in this model, we are going to talk about how do you address these emotions that are coming in, these hurts, this pain. How do you address it? So again, welcome to module 2. So if you see me go down, you should know the usual. I am looking at my system, I have put up things, and I want it to be orderly so that I can give you the points the way I had penned it down. Let's dive in. Now, recognizing emotional responses during uh, divorce and separation. That's what we are looking at, and how to embrace these emotions, and how do you respond to your emotions. Going through divorce or separation is a highly emotional, emotional time of your life. You're going through. In fact, those emotions come in ways that you don't predict. You may be a lady that has been, very reserved sexually, and you just see yourself, you're on fire, your body is on fire, you're just, any man, you just want to be held, you want to be loved, and after everything you're like, what is this? Is this what I came out from my marriage to do, and all that? It's normal. Like, divorce is a highly emotional state, especially for those women that are going through divorce without children. You understand? So it's normal for you to feel that. Some women go through this divorce and they come out feeling so much pain, so much, um, you've gone through it, you've come out and you're feeling so much anger. Anything triggers you, anything makes you cry, anything makes you shout, anything makes you feel withdrawn, feel cold. You understand? So it's part of the process, it's normal. One of the things i am I want to achieve in this model is to tell you that these emotions are normal. The emotions you're going through are completely normal. They are not out of place, and you're not the only woman going through those emotions. Thousands of women that have gone through divorce and separation, and the ones that are going through divorce and separation right now, are going through the same emotions of confusion, of identity crisis, of grieving, and of crying. I used to cry. I think it's even recent, maybe past 4 months, that I stopped crying. I used to cry about my marriage when this popular man, Pastor Taiwo Dukoya, died. I wept. I was like, see, this good man is alive. This irresponsible man, they are still around. You know that, I mean, this man is dead, and this irresponsible man, I used to cry a lot. I would cry. I will cry, I will cry, and I will say, God, I did not plan to be divorced. I did not marry to divorce. I used to really, really cry. So if you're crying, it's normal. You're not the only one that used to cry. Now there was a time that I was all, I don't care, it's not affecting me. This one, that one. And there was a time when I would allow him call me and just talk, and we are going back and forth, this one, and it was not leading anywhere and all that. So what I'm trying to say is that whatever you're going through is normal. We all went through those different emotions that you're currently going through right now. So in this model, I'm trusting that I'm going to teach you how to deal with them and how to process these emotions. Again, before I continue, I want to emphasize that there is no linear straight way. I cannot tell you that today you're feeling happy, tomorrow you feel sad, next tomorrow you feel confused. Different people process emotions differently, and different people heal differently at different space. So there's no linear way, there's no straight way. It's different emotions, different days, and but the truth is it all adds up to your healing process. Right now, I would tell you, there was a time I always used to say I've not healed, I've not healed. Right now I would say I'm healing and I've healed, because the way I used to feel concerning, I may have not healed completely. I'm gonna come to you and tell you the truth. But the things that used to affect me before, they don't affect me anymore. I'm more calm right now to some things, and that's because I had to take responsibility for my healing process. I had to take responsibility for my healing journey. You understand? So recognizing and understanding these emotional responses is crucial towards healing and building resilience. Because if you recognize that, okay, this thing I'm feeling, the way I'm feeling now is normal, and other women felt this way, then you'll be able to know how to handle it. You were able to realize that, see, this is my body trying to use men as a cushion to heal. This is my body avoiding the sense of loneliness, the sense of isolation. This is my body just moving up and down because I don't want to think. This is my body trying to, so you'll be able to understand it. So I'm going to outline some of the basic emotions that women go through, and we are going to just address it in this model. Okay, so please, you can take your pen and paper. Remember, we're also talking about a journal. So number one is grief and loss. A lot of women feel grief. They mourn the loss of the relationship. They mourn the loss of the envisaged future. They mourn. They grieve over what they thought they had, the consistency they had, the way people address them as Mrs. Me, I missed being married because I used to use that my Mrs. well to do so, to do gra gra. So most women, they mourn that part. They mourn feeling. They mourn their marriages. They mourn the loss of it. We didn't plan. Nobody married. No Christian lady married to be divorced. So you may grieve, and there are different levels of grief. There's the denial, there's the acceptance, there's the shock, and so I'm going to address all that. So the main thing is that people grieve, and how do you know if you're grieving? Is that you're sad, you're feeling a sense of emptiness and a yearning for what was there before. So sometimes you just pick up the phone and you just want to ask, what happened? Can't we fix this thing? Did I actually do all I would have done? Was there something else I would have done that I did not do? So you get to a point where you're feeling feeling like, "Ah, I wish I had put in more." So you're grieving over the loss of what you had before, what both of you had before. You may even feel, maybe you may even go out. Now, one of the signs that you know that you're grieving over the past relationship is that you may go out and you make mistake and somebody talk to you and you're like, should I make a call for husband house? Or you make a mistake and you're like, would I have been in my husband's house suffering? Or those kind of things. You're grieving and you're yearning for what was there before, and it's normal, it's part of the process. I wake up one some days and I just feel like, so you long for what you had before. You go out and you're like, oh, I wish I was back to my home. Oh. Those kind of things. You make mistake and it's normal. Sometimes I wake up and I feel like, oh, what if, you just feel like, say, it's normal, it's one of the process. That's it. So number two, emotion that women face. Why I'm saying this is because, so you know that whatever you're facing is normal. Is anger and frustration. Anger for me, when I left my home, when my marriage and I had issues the first, I was very angry. Oh. I was angry with God. I was angry with myself. I was angry, yes, with God and myself. As much as I was not even that angry with the man. I was angry with God more, because I felt like, I have served you. I did everything. How did I miss it? How didn't I see it? Those kind of things. And the issue with anger and frustration is it blocks your eyes from getting real answers. Because it was until I passed the anger stage that I was able to calm down and realize, okay, this is where I missed it. This is where, because when you don't go through this process the right way, you will make the mistake again. You meet somebody that is like him, and you think, oh, that's different, and you get into the relationships again, and you make the same mistake. So anger and frustration. How do you know you're having strong feeling of anger? I was so angry with God, oh, like, and I was angry with myself. How I made this kind of mistake. So anger is normal. Some people are angry with their spouses and themselves, and some people go to the extent that they move this anger to their children. Frustration. They are frustrated with their children. They don't know how to deal with them. They are just directed towards your spouse, towards the situation, towards everything. How do you know you're experiencing this? There's always an outburst, resentment towards him, towards your children, towards life, towards marriage. There was a time that when you tell me you want to get married, I was not excited. Not that I was angry, but you know. But now, when you want to get married, I'm excited. Marriage is amazing, irrespective of what may have happened. Another thing is that you have a general sense of frustration. So that's the emotions you're going through. Number three emotion we're talking about is denial and shock. Some women are shocked. Like, you wake up one day and somebody you love said he doesn't want to marry you again. You woke up one day, somebody you thought you're building your life with said he doesn't want you again. And the worst case is when there's another lady in the picture. It's like your head has knocked. Like, you're angry. You're like, why? What are you now seeing in this lady that you didn't see in me? And one thing is that this brings so much self doubt, and you start feeling like you're not beautiful enough, you're not wanted, you're not wanted by somebody that once wanted you, so maybe there is something wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. The man has just decided to be irresponsible. There's nothing wrong with you, especially if you've done the right things. So most times when you feel that there's somebody there, you may just have this feeling of, denial, shock. Many ladies waste a whole lot of time here. But life have gone before they come out of the shock, or they are in denial. My marriage have not I had a lady that the husband had moved on and she was still on her knees praying for God to fix it. The man don't even marry. They were just praying and praying. Now we have had cases like that. And I'm not disputing it. We've had cases of marriages being fixed, not once, not twice. But are you going to waste your whole time waiting for that marriage to be fixed? Sometimes it's not. It's not. So the difficulty of accepting the reality of the divorce or separation. So you still call him and you're like, yeah, you've not sent feeding money. You're supposed to know some things. The denial, the shock. It makes you just, you have difficulty accepting that this person has gone and he has moved on. And how does this manifest? It manifests in disbelief, a sense of numbness, the tendency to minimize the impacts, the sense of numbness, So that's another emotion. Another emotion four we're talking about is fear and anxiety. Some women experience fear of the future, fear of the unknown. What if I make the same mistake again? What will what will how will my children turn out? What will be of me? Will I be able to come out of this? Will I be able to stand out? What if sometimes some men call you and you're traumatized, you can't end the call because you're like, what if he doesn't pay fees? How will I pay fees? What will happen? And you're just anxious, you're just restlessness, sleep disruption, heightened sense of worry. You're just worried and worried. Oh, what will happen? This will happen, and just having a sense of anxiety. So it's normal. Women go through it. Now, one thing I want to emphasize is it's okay to go through these emotions, but it's not okay to stay stagnated at one emotion. You're just there. You're not moving. It's not good. It's not okay. It's not right. You have to pick up your life and move. Not just move. Move in a better way. Move in a better way. Number five, a sense of guilt and shame. I had shame. I didn't have guilt, but I experienced shame especially when it comes to the Christendom, when mama, papa, pastor, this one, people were calling deaconess, this one, just making it look as if there was just something wrong with me and that was the cause of my marital issue. So I experienced shame, taking blame for the breakdown of the relationship. I experienced shame to the point that we went to places where people were asking us what really happened. I couldn't even talk what happened. As much as terrible as the things that he did, I couldn't even have the confidence to share it because shame and guilt are just taken over. And how do you know you're experiencing shame and guilt? You're having self doubt, you're feeling shame and a tendency to criticize, overreact. Number six is the emotion of confusion and ambiguity. Confusion, you're feeling confused. There's no clarity of what next should I do right now. What next? Are you in this stage? Are you in this stage? Please, let's talk. Let's talk. You could reach out to me. Let's talk. Are you in the stage of confusion? You don't know what next to do. What next should I do? Let me start by just telling you, pick up your life and do the next thing. For me, I took my business seriously. For me, when doors opened, I went back to school and wrote my exams and was able to get my certificate for the first time after 6 years. For me, I started masters. For me, I'm moving on to PhD. For me, I'm building my life again. I'm impacting into your life. For me, I'm being more intentional with my relationship with my children. For me, I started creating wealth with the knowledge I have, which is helping people look for scholarship and do thesis and other writing things. For me, I picked up my past passion of writing and speaking. So what I'm saying is that when you're in that state of confusion, the easiest thing is to pick up from where you were. What were those plans that you had that marriage stopped? Write it down now. I'm giving you 1 minute to write it down. What are those plans you had that marriages hindered, that your marriage may have hindered or stopped, or that you did not do? Write it down. If you can write three, that's good. Go back to them. Start again. Now the thing is that when you start again, you may not stay there forever. But when you start, God will open another chapter. He will open up another phase. He will open up another chapter. He just keeps opening up and opening up, and before you're like, wow, this is where I am. I am in a better state 2 years after, because I started taking steps. Because the more you take steps, doors open, things open, life is changed, and this is better. So confusion, indecisiveness, difficulty concentrating on a particular text. Today you're doing this, you want to do this business, you want to do this other business, you want to do this, you want to do that. You're here, you're there. That sense of confusion. You want to sell zobo, you want to sell kunu, you want to sell pants, you want to sell bra, you want to sell tomato, you want to sell this and that and that and that. You're confused. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to go to school, I want to travel abroad, I want to do. You're confused. You understand? So that's it. The next emotion we're talking about is this was one of the most difficult emotion for me to handle, and that's loneliness and isolation. I'm a very social person, and I had never been lonely before. I have never stayed alone before. And for the first time, when my marriage had issues, I had to learn, because first it happened in a city that I didn't know anybody and I didn't know where to start from. So I had to learn how to enjoy my company. I learned how to utilize the the company I have. That's God's company. I learned how to pray more. That period I was praying more. I learned how to invest in myself, in my personal development. I want to stress that this stage of your life, as you're going through your divorce, go through it alone. Don't get into any relationship with another man, no matter how juicy it is. You see, this 1 year, 2 years, just give it to your personal development and to God. Don't get into any other relationship with anybody. Don't get into it. Go through this process of loneliness and isolation alone. And let me tell you, if you go through it alone, you will come out transformed. You will come out, you'll be transformed if you go through this process alone. So the time of loneliness is not a time for you to look for what to substitute. It's a time for you to use that spare time. A time where you don't have people around you. You're supposed to use it to build yourself, to build your personal self development. That's what I did. Feeling alone, disconnected, or socially isolated, it's normal, and that's why we created the Pesha Shein group. So we have so many activities we do. So try and plan to be a part of it, because that's when you come in, come out, meet some people. Some women have no social life after their marriages, you know. So it manifests in withdrawal from social activities, sense of being misunderstood, and a desire for solitude. Some people are just lonely and isolated also. The next emotion is relief and liberation. Sometimes, and one thing I want to say is that these emotions don't come like you're lonely then after. Sometimes it comes mixed. So 1 minute you're lonely and the other minute you're like, but at least I'm not there anymore. So we're talking about relief and liberation. So sometimes you may be feeling frustrated, but is then your next thing you're feeling relief. You understand? So it's always that mixed that way. You understand? So it's always mixed that way. So you have a lighter mood, newfound freedom, a sense of release, a sense of okay, I'm not there, a sense of hope for the future, relief and liberation comes in. So yes, you may be feeling, you may be mourning, in fact, you may be grieving and still be feeling relief and liberation. It's normal. You can that's mixed feelings, and it's normal to have mixed feelings. The next emotion we're talking about is acceptance and hope. Gradual acceptance of the reality, and it's glimmer of hope. Gradually, the emotions you're having is daily. So this one comes gradually after 3 months, after 6 months, after 1 year, depending on the people around you and the things you surround yourself with. You tend to feel hope, increased emotional stability. At this stage, you're having increased emotional stability and a sense of peace. I am in this place. I'm in acceptance and hope, and that's why you see me. I have peace. I have accepted the fact that this man may not want to pay bills again. So it's okay. I'm ready to pay my bills. So acceptance and hope. I've accepted that some people may view me a certain way because I'm a church girl and I'm divorced. I've accepted it. The main thing is right now I've even accepted the fact that I'm gathering other women that are divorced and separated. They will tag me. I've accepted. So I'm in the acceptance. I'm experiencing relief. I'm experiencing acceptance and hope. I'm having a sense of a positive outlook towards life. That's the characteristics in this stage. Now, number 10 emotion is mixed feeling and frustrating emotions. You have mixed feelings, mixed. Today you are happy, today you are down, upward, down, one moment of clarity followed by period of emotional. 1 minute you're clear, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to do my business, I'm going to call this person, I'm going to do, and the next thing you're like, you're confused at the same time. So, how do you address these responses? Number one, self reflection. Self reflection. So, how do you address this? You have to take out time to reflect on the society play, you understand, but you have to also acknowledge, as you are thinking about parts that other people play, you have to look at the parts that you played also in enabling him. You may have played a part of an enabler, so you have to look that. So how do you respond? Number two, how do you respond to these emotions? Connect with his support system. Support system is first aid. I can never overemphasize the role of support system. Support system. I had support system by amazing women that stood by me. Support system not just for finances, for emotional support. When those intensity come, you just want to talk to someone and pour it out and outlash, and that's what Beshashen is about. That's what we are about. We're a support system. We are here for you. I'm here for you. There are women in this group. They are here for you. All you have to do is just say, I want to talk to somebody, and somebody immediately will reach out to you. Practice mindfulness. Relax and just be calm. Practice still. So you wake up in the morning, the first 10 minutes you're just calm, thinking good thoughts. You understand? And another way to respond to these emotions is normalize them. See, whatever you're experiencing is normal and it's part of the healing process. Healing is a process. It's not a one-day thing. It's not an event. It's a process. So it's normal. It's part of it. Recognizing emotional responses is a pivot aspect of the healing journey. That's what I wrote here. It allows you to validate your feelings, to seek appropriate support, and ultimately move towards a place of acceptance and growth. So the ultimate is that we want you to get to a place where you are in acceptance and hope and you're looking forward to growth. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is how do you normalize these emotions? Here is a guide. Number one, validating that these emotions are normal. I've said that. Acknowledge the unpredictability of emotions. So that means today you may be feeling relief and liberation. The next day you're feeling grieving, anxiety and fear or frustration. So just acknowledge that these emotions will come differently, and before you know, after a while, it will be stable. After a while, it will be stable. I cannot overemphasize they are normal. The emotions you're going through are normal. Reach out to somebody, reach out to a counselor. I'm a counselor. Reach out to support system, talk to other women, you realize that they are normal. Reach out to somebody if you need to talk to somebody. Go through the process alone. Don't try to substitute the process. Don't try to cut corner. Don't try to do shortcuts. When you go through them alone, you will build resilience. That's where resilience come in. Doing it alone is where you get to a point of resilience, you get to a point of strength, you get to a point of stability. So that's just how it is. You have to go through them alone. I've shared my story over time on how I went through this journey, and what happened is I built my audacious. What that means is like audacious, like I can, there's this song, I can jump through a troop and leap over the wall. Like, it has built my confidence in God. It has built my independence in myself and in God to always show up for me. It has built my self growth mentality. My mindset has been transformed and renewed. So that's the thing. You have to go through this. Do the hard work. Do the hard work. Do the hard work. So we also talk about the grief, the different phases. Also, I want to talk about self-compassion here. When you're going through this, you have to have compassion for yourself. You have to understand, you don't flog yourself like, why did I care? Why did I call him? Why did I reach out? Why did I respond? Why did I do this? Why did I sleep with this other man? Why did I just go out and let myself lose? Why this? So you have to have compassion with yourself. See, you have gone through a lot. Your emotions have gone through a lot. Your feelings have gone through a lot, and this is the first time it's feeling free. This is the first time it's feeling freedom. So your body is responding the way it wants to be the way it's responding. So it's normal. Whatever you're facing, whatever you're going through right now, it is normal. Some of you may have been starved out of love, and all your body is looking for is love. So what happened is you may just see yourself behaving out of the radar. it is normal. Your hurt, your pain, your emotions have been stretched, your feelings, it is normal. So when you're addressing yourself, don't flog yourself, don't talk down at yourself, don't beat yourself. Just tell yourself, okay. So when you try businesses or when things you cannot pay some for some bill, don't just say things. Just understand that, see, you're going through a lot, and whatever you're feeling is normal. What you're feeling is normal. What you're going through is normal. Okay? What you're going through is normal. What you're feeling is normal. Remember that. Have self compassion. So, the task I have for you in module 2 is to write a self compassion letter to yourself, write a note to yourself. Hello, Kusin. Hi, how are you? I understand that things have happened that is beyond your control. They are not things that you planned for, but it's okay. It's part of life. I want to say that I understand what you're going through. You've been a strong woman. You've been a woman of resilience. You've been a woman of value. And I know sometimes you just want someone to tell you, well done. So I'm telling you, well done. You've been a mother for these children. You've provided despite the economy. You've been there standing. I understand it's not been easy. Sometimes your husband comes shouting. You're writing it to yourself. And read it. Write a self-compassion letter to yourself. I'm going to drop a template that you can use and do same for yourself. Get to read it every morning. Get to read it every morning. So the final thing we are going to be talking about in this module 2 is building emotional resilience during divorce and separation. I feel like dancing because this part is important. Many women have not built emotional resilience, and because of that, they keep allowing their spouses to come in and disrupt their lives over and again. Now, before we start, I will tell you that building emotional resilience is not just a one-day thing, it is a process. Where I am right now, it took me 3 years to get to where I am now. So I'm going to show you how do you build emotional resilience even in this time. How do you